And it looked like Caitlin Clark just gifted her entire team her signature merch, but it wasn't just the team. Every fan that shows up to Gamebridge tonight will get the first release of Caitlin Clark's signature merchandise. About the Indiana Fever not showing love to Caitlin Clark, because to me, it took too long. Well, guess what, guys? Now we all know why.
The basketball world just witnessed one of the most iconic meltdowns in WNBA history, and it reeks of jealousy with a hint of pure desperation. Caitlin Clark's brand new Nike signature logo just dropped, and the global reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is likely sitting somewhere in Chicago, staring at her phone in disbelief, watching the woman she's so eager to compete with shatter every marketing record in women's basketball.
Gamebridge is now a Caitlin Clark thing. There's now a whole Caitlin Clark thing outside of Gamebridge stuff. I expect shirts on every single seat once her apparel is out. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I would hope they do something, but I have no idea.
Nike didn't just give Caitlin Clark a logo. They gave her a phenomenon. The interlocking double C design is everywhere, splashed across billboards, flooding social media, and selling out faster than tickets to Beyoncé's world tour. This isn't just merchandise, it's cultural domination. While Caitlin Clark cements her status as the undisputed queen of basketball marketing, Angel Reese is probably sitting in her apartment Googling how to make people care about my Reebok shoes.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that A'ja Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon with signature.
Nike has officially introduced Caitlin Clark as one of its signature athletes with the launch of her new logo, and they're treating her like the superstar she truly is. The design, featuring two interlocking C's with a hidden third, carries real meaning. It symbolizes her magnetic connection with fans worldwide, as well as her unshakable confidence, relentless drive, and elite shooting ability. In short, Nike understands that Caitlin's appeal goes far beyond the basketball court. They're rolling out an entire signature collection in her name. Shirts, hoodies, pants, premium apparel, all of it. Launching October 1st.
Creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy all of it. It's like aura.
It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it.
I'm a big fan of it, and the numbers don't lie. They're absolutely brutal for anyone trying to compete with the Caitlin Clark machine. Her $28 million, 8-year deal with Nike isn't just the biggest contract in women's basketball history. It's a statement. We own this sport now. Every piece of Clark merchandise flies off the shelves like it's made of pure gold. Her jerseys don't just sell, they spark stampedes. Fans camp outside stores, crash websites refreshing for restocks, and pay premium prices that rival luxury cars.
I have an Angel Reese shoe before a Caitlin Clark shoe. It's almost like Nike forgot about Caitlin Clark and just moved on to Juju, because they announced stuff about her signature shoe coming out in March with details of colorway, style, price, the whole 9 yards. And all they've done with Caitlin Clark is give her a colorway in the Kobe shoes and just calling them like the Caitlin Clark Kobe's. But even just that, they sold out in less than a minute. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Angel Reese. She got her signature shoe and was featured on the 2K26 cover with the signature shoes on. But I'm just like...
But here's where it gets delicious. Angel Reese, sitting in her Chicago Sky uniform, watching all of this unfold, probably feeling like she's outside a 5-star restaurant, forced to stare through the window. Her big Reebok deal? Oh, sweet Angel thought she was making moves. She signed with Reebok, thanks in part to Shaquille O'Neal pulling some strings, and even landed what she believed was a major win. the promise of her own signature shoe line.
Angel Reese will release her first ever signature sneaker with Reebok on September 18th. So it says the Angel Reese 1 Diamond Dust, made for the spotlight, available on 9/18. And as you can see here, it looks like there's 2 colorways that are going to be released, an all white colorway and a pink colorway. I love that all of the girls are releasing pink shoes. Like Asia has a pink shoe, Sabrina has a pink shoe. But this is big news for Angel, and I know that we've been talking about the rookies and their signature shoes, and everyone has been waiting.
If you're enjoying this, go ahead and subscribe. Now here's the kicker. Angel Reese really thought she was going to revolutionize the game with her signature shoe launch, set for 2026. That was supposed to be her moment. But that was before Caitlin Clark stepped in and showed the world what real star power looks like. Reese is learning the hard way that being the headline in a Nike press release hits very differently than being a footnote in a Reebok promo. Caitlin Clark's Nike logo collection drops October 1st, and her first signature shoe is also scheduled for 2026, essentially the same timeline as Angel's. The difference? When Clark announces something, the internet breaks. When Reese announces something, people scroll past it like it's an ad for discount car insurance.
First signature shoe is set to release. It's set to release. Now, it's not a bad shoe. This is my only problem with it. The colorway. Like, I just feel like they could have had a little more fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially being that it's for the All-Star game. Like, why do a basic white shoe? Man, you could have did so much more to make this shoe pop. And y'all just like, nah, we just gonna...
Let's look at the evidence, shall we? Caitlin Clark's jersey sales rank 2nd in all of basketball. And yes, that includes the NBA. She's outselling LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. Her draft jersey became the fastest selling in the history of any sport, selling out within an hour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's merchandise? Let's just say if you wanted to grab some, availability wouldn't be an issue. Nike describes Clark's logo as a symbol of her ever-expanding range on the court, and they're absolutely right. But that range now extends far beyond basketball. She's operating on a completely different level, in a different universe. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game. She's rewriting the rules of what it means to be a superstar athlete in the modern era. Her logo isn't just a design. It's a declaration, a statement of dominance, and every player in the league has to see it everywhere they turn.
Caitlin Clark is simply the talk of the internet today. Her and Taylor Swift broke the damn internet. Yes, bro, and for all the people that was hitting me up about Caitlin Clark's signature logo, somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, yeah, do you, like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style, the luxury department style, almost a little bit getting out.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out here trying to convince the world that her AR Halo logo is some kind of revolutionary branding moment. Sweetie, the only thing that's going to need a halo is your career if you keep trying to compete with Caitlin Clark on star power. You can slap as many halos on your logo as you want, but even heaven couldn't elevate your merch sales to compete with what Clark is doing using just 2 interlocking Cs. The global reach of Clark's Nike partnership is something Angel Reese can only dream of. This isn't just a US rollout. Nike is pushing her brand internationally. Caitlin's name and logo are crossing borders, breaking language barriers, and becoming a global symbol of excellence. Fans in Europe, Asia, and South America aren't just buying her gear, they want to be associated with greatness. That's the kind of magnetic pull you don't manufacture. It's the kind you pay $28 million for. And that's exactly what Angel Reese doesn't have. Now, let's talk about the jealousy, because it's written all over Angel's recent behavior. Every time Caitlin Clark hits a new milestone, Angel somehow finds a way to insert herself into the spotlight. She dodges direct questions about Clark, gives reporters 2-word answers, and acts like acknowledging Caitlin's success would somehow shrink her own to that's not confidence, to that's pure, unfiltered envy, dressed up in designer clothes.
Seek that attention, right? And another thing is, it's obvious she's jealous of Caitlin. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlin. I haven't yet to see Caitlin even respond to her yet. Have y'all? No. So when you asking me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlin. Not just because what she's doing outside the court and she's waving her hand and all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball, right? And she looks like Steph Curry.
Business implications here are staggering that Nike's investment in Caitlin Clark is already paying off in ways that must have Reebok executives questioning their life choices. Clark's merchandise doesn't just sell, it creates cultural moments. When she wore her logo-branded pants to practice, it made headlines. When her All-Star jerseys dropped in July 2024, they sold out in just 15 minutes. That's not just commerce, that's event-level marketing money can't buy. Angel Reese's Reebok partnership, by comparison, feels more like a participation trophy. Yes, she's getting her own signature shoe in 2026, but the question is, who's actually going to buy it? Her shoe will launch in 3 colorways with names like Diamond Dust and Me Bounce. How adorable. It's like watching someone try to compete with a Ferrari by tricking out a go-kart. Caitlin Clark's Nike deal, meanwhile, includes everything Reese's Reebok contract can't touch. A full signature collection, a globally promoted, custom-designed logo and marketing support that treats her like the generational, transcendent athlete she is. Reebok, on the other hand, is clearly trying to use Angel Reese to claw back some relevance in the basketball world, and it's just not working.
They're selling the new Caitlin Clark Kobe's for double, sometimes more than double what they actually paid for them. So it's been estimated there's about 13,000 of these shoes that were released from Nike, and literally within minutes, all sold out for about $190 a piece. People knew these were going to be hot, so resellers were picking them up on the cheap and now doubling and sometimes tripling their profits on a place like eBay. So if you were lucky enough to get a pair of these, put them up on eBay, you're going to sell them for around $350, $400 minimum, depending on the size. And that's just kind of the way it works right now with anything Caitlin Clark related. The stuff is really hot. Watch for Caitlin Clark stuff because it sells.
The timing of Caitlin Clark's logo reveal couldn't be more brutal for Angel Reese. Just as the WNBA season winds down and fans start reflecting on the year, Nike drops a bombshell that reminds everyone who really moved the needle in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark isn't even playing right now, and she's still generating more buzz than Angel managed throughout her entire rookie season. And here's what really stings for Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark is proving that true star power transcends the game itself. She doesn't need to be on the court to dominate headlines, trend online, or shift culture. Meanwhile, Angel is probably staring at her phone, watching her feed flood with Caitlin Clark content, and wondering how someone who's not even playing is still commanding every conversation in the sport. That has to hurt. That has to feel like watching someone else live the life you thought was yours.
Can't have anything without some negativity. Sports Illustrated posted this, but I actually read the article. It's just hater. He used random people's opinions on X and Twitter. Fans don't like her logo. No, you don't like the logo. You just found some random people that agree with your opinion. This is called confirmation bias. I can't stand people like that. What they do is they find anybody who confirms their bias. So what they do Google searches and things like that instead of just being objective. No, I think most people like the logo.
The global expansion of Caitlin Clark's brand through Nike is something Angel Reese simply can't compete with through Reebok. Nike has the infrastructure, the marketing power, and the worldwide reach to turn Clark into a household name, even in countries where people barely know what the WNBA is. Reebok, even with Shaquille O'Neal's involvement, is playing catch-up in a game where they're already decades behind. Meanwhile, Clark drops her logo collection first, reminding everyone who the real superstar is, completely overshadowing whatever Reebok plan with Angel's release. The market has spoken, and it's shouting Caitlin Clark's name loud and clear. Every jersey sale, every logo reveal, every piece of merchandise flying off the shelves is a vote of confidence in Clark and a reminder to everyone else that there are levels to this game.
On the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker, you're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana Fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kits are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail price.
Caitlin Clark's new Kobe Bryant 5 sells out online in minutes. hasn't been this much calamity over a white woman's shoe since Cinderella and the glass slipper.
Angel Reese's reach, through no fault of her own, is comparatively limited. Reebok simply doesn't have the global infrastructure or the cultural cachet in basketball that Nike currently wields. They're trying to rebuild their basketball division after years spent in the shadows of Nike and Adidas. Yes, Reebok made bold moves by naming Shaquille O'Neal president of Reebok basketball and bringing Allen Iverson into leadership, a clear attempt to reclaim some former glory. They smartly signed Angel Reese as part of that plan, seeing her as a rising star and fashion icon to build around. But let's be honest, Reebok is playing catch-up in a game where they're already decades behind. Caitlin Clark's Nike logo going global isn't just a business move, it's a cultural statement. It's Nike telling the world that this young woman from Iowa is the future of basketball, while everyone else is playing supporting roles in her story. Angel Reese can keep trying to write her own narrative, but the world has already decided who the real author is, and her name is spelt C-T-I-N-C-L-A-R-K. Hey all.
Is that when we talk about an attitude can make somebody unattractive, her attitude and just her demeanor really rubs me the wrong way. I'm not on the court, so maybe Caitlin Clark has said something crazy to Angel Reese. I have not heard it. Angel Reese, whenever she has the opportunity to throw a shot, she does, and she makes herself look like an ass. They're watching the WNBA because of one person. It's okay. A talented player, maybe you and Caitlin Clark will share the lead down the line, but most people are watching games because of